Hello, my name is Emma Hammett from First Aid for Life and onlinefirstaid.com. And today I wanted to talk to you about the perceived dangers of covering your pram. My friend Cara Sayer, who invented Snooze Shade, has been writing a lot recently about countering the dangers that have been talked about children overheating and babies overheating from having their prams covered. She's written an excellent piece that I would recommend you read, and I'll link to that below this Facebook Live. I wanted to talk about why these dangers have come about and the best way to keep your children safe in the sun. The dangers have been brought about from people saying that if you put a blanket or something over the top of your pram in the sunshine, that your child can overheat and it could be very serious for them. That is true. If you were to block and tightly secure a blanket over to block the sunlight out of your pram, it would get very hot in there. It's really important that you keep your babies and children, be them in buggies, in car seats, or just generally around, out of direct sunlight, because they will get overheat and they are also extremely prone to sunburn. However, we've seen lots of parents who've tied loosely tied muslin nappies over the buggy to block out the worst of the sunlight. Now, that is definitely not dangerous to them. It's not ideal. A proper sunshade with a UV resistance is undoubtedly a better option, and it will also have breathable material that can let the air circulate and ensure that they don't overheat. Please don't be tempted to tie a blanket over, because that is too thick and it will get hot inside the pram. Make sure that if you have your pram or your buggy or your car seat, that they are not in direct sunlight, not moving for any length of time, because they will get extremely hot in there. It can get very hot in a car, and that sun can come straight through, and if you're driving, you might not realise that the sun is coming straight onto your child. So make sure the air conditioning is getting properly to them in the back of the car, if that's where they are, and make sure that air is circulating around. A sun blind is ideal, or some sort of a shade over them whilst you're driving along. If you have to be in the sun, if you've got some sort of a parasol, a proper sunshade, or your muslin nappy loosely tied, if you have nothing else, is most definitely going to take the worst of the rays off them and allow the air to circulate fine. If they get overly hot and you think that they have heat exhaustion can come on very quickly. It can make them feel sick. It can give them tummy ache. For a baby, they would be extremely miserable. They would look sort of hot and sweaty and bothered by it. And what you need to do is get them out of the heat as quickly as possible. Get them inside, ideally to some sort of air-conditioned area, or right out into the shade with a breeze or something, and let them drink. So regular sips of water, or Diarrhea if they would tolerate it, or some sort of sports drink. So it depends on the age of the child and the extent of the heat exhaustion. Regular small sips of water will be very helpful to them. If you are worried and they do not recover quickly, they should be seen by a health professional. For sunburn, keep the children out of that midday sun if at all possible. I know it's not always possible in a busy day and being out and about, but if you can make sure that you are covering them with good quality sun cream, that you are reapplying it if they are in water, and making sure that they are out of the sun as much as possible. Shade them, suitable clothing, UV resistant clothing. Do not underestimate the strength of our British sun. It's strong and it can burn children much quicker than it can burn an adult. If they are sunburnt, then a tepid shower can be very helpful. Any child that has been sunburnt should be seen by a health professional. A tepid shower is very helpful, and neat aloe vera. So don't go for major after sun and things. The best possible thing after you have cooled under cool running water or a tepid shower for 10 to 15 minutes is neat aloe vera gel. and get a health professional to have a look if there's any noticeable skin damage after you have called, and make sure that they're okay. So I hope that's been helpful. That's Emma Hammett from First Aid for Life and onlinefirstaid.com.